Hi there, Gavin from CSV Getter here. I'd like to introduce a new feature which has just become available, which is auth headers for export URLs. So let me show you how it works. I want to create a new export URL. I want to make, in this example, a JSON endpoint. So I'm going to go ahead and find the base which I want to make data available from. In this case, I'm going to look at sales of furniture data. Right now, I'm just going to start with the grid view, and I'm going to label this sales output. And here we are at our URL edit screen. As you can see on this view, I've got some information about some sales that have been made. Let's say for the purpose of my JSON endpoint, I want it to be sales which happened today. In Airtable, I actually made a view which filtered down to the current day. So I'm going to choose that view now, just today. And as you can see, when I export my CSV Getter URL, which is this URL here, api.csvgetter.com. If I look at the output on an app like Postman, if you've not used Postman before, it's a tool which acts a bit like a web browser, but you can look at sort of data URLs and you can play around with authentication headers. So looking at this endpoint here, you can see that it gives me my data as CSV. I want to switch over to JSON. I just switch it here in the terminal. And now it's JSON endpoint. And what I can do here is I can enable auth. And this is auth here. And what that does is that makes my endpoint require an auth header. So if I put in here what's essentially going to be a password, CSV demo, for example, you can now see that when attempting to access this endpoint, auth header missing. So this URL is now auth enabled, which basically means it's locked if the correct auth header is not passed, and this new feature is using bearer tokens. Now, if you don't know what bearer tokens are and how they work, I'm going to attach a slide to this video, a guide to this video. But basically, all you really have to do is add a header. These are the headers which are passed when I make a request. You can add an authorization header. There are many ways to do it. In Postman, there's a very easy way to do it. You just do type bearer token, and you add the token that you have set in CSV Getter. So only you know this, and then if you pass this token to the URL user, they know it as well. They can gain access. So it's an extra layer of security. Now, as you can see, what's happened here is that what we've essentially done is we've added an auth header called authorization, and we've done bearer CSV demo. So that's really all this is doing when we add it here in Postman. So if you're not using Postman and you just want to add this authorization header yourself manually, you're adding a header called authorization, bearer CSV demo. Now, obviously, if I do the wrong authorization token, the one that doesn't match the one that I have enabled in CSV Getter, then it's not going to work. Invalid auth header. So this is a security feature. You can use auth headers in make.com, for example. Using the HTTP GET module, you can set your auth header. So if you want to be extra secure with your CSV Getter output, whether it's your CSV backup or you want to make a secure JSON API where only certain people can access the data, then you can now do that with this authorization header settings. And if you ever want a reminder about how to set the token, you can just press this question mark here. And this will show you how it works. This is available on the Pro plan, so you need to be a Pro user to use auth. If you're on the standard plan and you want to upgrade, just fire me an email and we can get it sorted. Okay, thank you very much.